Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MoMoVs The Bazaar. This one's a bit different. This is gonna be a heartfelt, thank you for 900 subscribers, and then with a challenge issued out to everybody, myself included. So we'll see what we can do from here. But basically, I have 900 subscribers, over 572 videos at the time of me making this. And yeah, the amount of support and love from you guys is awesome. This just started out as like, hey, I'm gonna throw some videos out there. Just maybe I could show off some cool things and give some people a laugh if they find my commentary entertaining or anything like that. And it really exploded into something bigger than I could imagine. Amount of support down in the comments, and I try to respond to each and every one of you guys is awesome. I feel like I gotten to know quite a bit of you pretty well, and then also just had great discussions down there. So that, to me, is a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly do mean it. I say, I get a little wishy-washy here and there, but you guys are awesome. You make the channel go round, and it's just really fun for me to take on this endeavor with you, because we've had some crazy builds over the course of since the beta release, and we're only getting we're just getting started, because Bazaar is really fun, and you guys make it awesome too. So. And then secondly, I want to give a quick shout out to my Discord, and it's going to segue into the next statement where, we have a little niche community here. You can always find the socials down below where we, there's general stuff. You want to talk about anything from life to who names it, Bazaar related. Of course, there's the build showcase, which is awesome because, you get a lot of ideas inspired from one another to do different kind of builds, maybe something we didn't know before. We share some niche tech information, which is awesome to see, and really, kind of evolve as a community, which is awesome. And then furthermore, my favorite section, just the meme section, right, where we post tons of memes right now, but the boulder is the hot meme. First aid and turning into a vehicle. Pretty funny. I do say so myself. But yeah, shout out to the Discord, which will lead into my next point here. So basically, I've had this idea floating around for a little bit, and people seem to really like it. And with the help of my Discord, let me know down below too if you want to add anything to this list. I have 10 ideas, that are not concrete, but these are 10 ideas I'm rocking between these I've come up with, I've seen, or suggestions from comments, and well, not comments yet, but from the Discord themselves in particular. But yeah, starting a little challenge. I want to say challenge run because it kind of is, but kind of isn't. But challenge idea to try to achieve in the Bazaar. What do I mean by that? So there's funny things that can happen with certain interactions. One of them is the obsidian holster. In theory, this can one-shot people. And we'll go into more detail, but these are kind of achievements to try to achieve. And if you do, I would love to see a little video clip. If you have done it, it's sent over to Discord. I could showcase it, and I'm trying to put a little achievement wall maybe at the end of the videos to see who accomplished what, if anything, because some of these are pretty tough. But if you could achieve something like this, you're the first one, put your name on there, and then showcase your username, the build, etc. So I think that'd be awesome. So let's go over each and every one of these in a little more detail. So we just touched on a little bit the obsidian holster. And what do we mean by that? Obsidian holster has a very unique interaction, right? Very different from most others. If you have obsidian icicle, it's at the start of each fight, deal 60 damage. Which if you could do that and one-shot someone, I guess that's good enough for me. But just generally speaking, I think holster would be the easiest thing to do, but... it says at the start of each fight, deal damage equal to 10% of your max HP. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the second one a little bit, because you kind of almost need the second one for the first one to make sense. But yeah, a viewer and Discordee of mine has had this dream of having the obsidian holster one-shot somebody, right? Which would be an incredible feat, and it would be super funny. A lot of these would just be really cool to see. So yeah, if you get a video or a clip or even a screenshot of any of these, would be awesome. You can send it to me through the Discord, which is down below again. And yeah, we could showcase that, feature it in a video or something somehow, so everybody can see. Would be awesome. I think people would love it. But if you can't get the one shot with Obsidian Holster, this is like the little caveat. The skill Ambush, very similar. Start of each fight, deal damage equal to up to 30% of your enemy's max HP. So, in conjunction with one another, I'd accept them both because it's at the start of the fight. Like, imagine you start a Bazaar fight and you're just dead instantly. Like, it's not going to happen very often. So, if you are able to pull it off, would be super awesome. You know, I'll go into a little detail. Like, maybe the best way to go about this is probably Pig, right? He stacks HP the most. And then rolling into a holster through Pearl's dig site or Vanessa's shop from you know, one of 3 merchant encounters. Probably your best bet of getting this. It is gold tier, so it's tougher to find than it used to be. So yeah, enchant with Obsidian, go from there. If yeah, if you could do that, by all means, we would love to see it. So that's the one of the first ones. We would love to see. But kind of segues into the next one is I want to see a 1,000,000 HP pig. And I have a video here. We came pretty close. Like, we did pretty well. There's a lot of lucky stuff this patch, and it might be harder to value scale a little bit than it used to be. But there are alternative ways which helps. But yeah, yeah, this is a run from a while ago, but I was able to get. And look at this pog. Look at a Momo pog here. Can we just take like a quick moment to zoom, enhance. But yeah, this is a run from, you know, a little while ago. I guess it's still beta technically, but I was able to get very close to 1,000,000 HP. And it's not easy. This came with 2 very crazy encounters, let's just say, of this financial pitch, where I was able to value scale up pawn shop, double its value, and yeah, get a ton of more HP. And I think I got 2 of these. What also helped, if you notice, we went to day 16, so it's definitely pig, probably early pawn shop, and maybe multiple belts. I feel like multiple belts would help a decent bit in achieving this. But yeah, I want to see the million HP pig, which with an Obsidian holster would probably just like, right, definitely one shot somebody. So it's like, you know, maybe go for both of them at the same time. Who knows? So that would be awesome to see. All right, and this one seems to be a suggestion from another dear viewer of mine. Proboscis in conjunction with Wrist Warriors. So how does this little combo work? We all know that Wrist Warriors has a lot of infinite combos, but it also goes infinite with Proboscis, if you guys didn't know. So Proboscis reads, when you slow, deal damage, and Wrist Warriors reads, when you shield, deal damage. So how do we make this work together? So basically, you need a Proboscis, which seems to be pretty fitting. I've been releasing a ton of Probo games. That's just been like how it is. But one would be awesome. Probably you have to do it on Pig or roll into a Wrist Warriors on a different class. You would get the shielded enchant on Proboscis. So when you slow, deal damage equal to this item's damage. Then you need Wrist Warriors with the heavy enchant. So when the item to the left is shield, slow one item for 1 second. So the best way to probably go about this is your level 10 enchant probably has to be either the slow or shielded. Have to have Wrist Warriors and Probo on hand. So you enchant one of them up, right? Then either on your final life or another random enchant option, getting heavy on Wrist Warriors would be awesome. Because then Proboscis and Wrist Warriors are just like going to be firing off rapid fire and just dealing tons of damage, tons of shielding and tons of slowing all at the same time. So that would be really sick to see. Yeah, one of these combos would be awesome. Again, a little showcase on a video or a screenshot would be awesome to see. But yeah, just like 2 funny items working together, kind of nice. This would definitely be a flavor of Probos I have not seen yet, so would be sick. Moving on from there. The dreaded multicast for force field, another challenge. Or multicast 5. I think multicast 5 is maybe technically the highest you can get on it. So I've had a multicast 4 force field run, and to be honest, like some of these were easier to be done pre-changes in Bazaar, where you used to be able to roll like a random enchant on an item. This run in particular we were able to get a shiny bunker and a shiny force field, right? Some of these runs that you see are, you know, they're just on my channel, so definitely take a look at them. But multicast for force field is crazy, crazy cool. Let alone multicast 5 would be out of this world incredible. I think it'd be really, really cool to see. Just like, like usually like 1 or 2 force field hits is good enough, but imagine, you know, 5. So how you would do this is like probably stick with shiny bunker, shiny force field, and then the new not dino disguise, dino saddle, and turning force field into a vehicle. That would probably maybe be the easiest way. But again, you would still need shiny force field, shiny bunker, or something along those lines to make it multicast 5. So that would be kind of incredible to see, nonetheless. Next up, the good old crane. And this is one that might have been easier again with prior encounters. Maybe they'll bring it back, but this was able to be done through the sparring partner fight, where you just went to like the sandstorm overtime and you were able to constantly scale this thing up. You could probably do it with an infinite combo though. Like infinite medium item next to each other, maybe pendulum, to super scale up the crane. Because it has this funny interaction where it can hit the integer number overflow, and if there's too many numbers display too much damage, it will turn negative. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but it's super cool to see, because this thing goes up to 1,000,000 plus damage easy with the right setup. But because it all scales exponentially, like when you use an adjacent item, gain 40% damage for the fight or 60%. Like, it just keeps scaling on top of each other. Eventually, like, you see this negative number up here, which is really funny. So, if someone's able to pull this off, would love to see it. Especially in this day and age, which it's harder to do because you don't... This was done during the sparring partner bot event, where it was just basically like a punching pillow, like the limit test how much damage you could do, and you got gold for it. So, yeah. Million damage crane or integer overflow, one or the other I would gladly accept. It'd be super sick. Moving on from there, the next challenge would be the pacifist Vanessa run, and I'm issuing this out to everybody because I'm gonna have my shot at it soon enough. I have Pig and Max still to do for the pacifist series. Getting a 10 winner as Vanessa would be kind of like incredible. She doesn't really have like the best supporting stuff, you know, like they keep you healthy and safe while trying to win in overtime and all that sort of good stuff. Yeah, no, I gotta cook something up to see what I would do to make a pacifist Vanessa run work. So I'm shooting that out to everybody because I think that'd be a pretty amazing feat all by itself. Yeah. So I think we're up to number 7 on my list here. I'll post the list down below in the description or in the comments, that sort of thing, so everybody knows. But yeah, we're up there. We have the dreaded multicast 18 Bob. So if anyone's familiar with the Beast of Burden, this gains +1 multicast for each of its types. If we go down the rabbit hole, 18. This could be done easier with probably double Bob, because we had a stream where we had a showcase of 2 Beast of Burdens, and apparently, if you have them both on your board, you can add and remove items, and it saves their item types. Like, it kind of just, like, memory saves them until one of the other Bobs is removed, or there's a little bug. If you upgrade one of the Bob, it technically removes it from the board. You can enchant it, but there's a little bug if you upgrade a Bob while it's on the board. It's like it's no longer on the board and removes whatever types you have saved on it. Yeah, it's very little niche, but so I think the theoretical limit is 18. In terms of just item types, you have apparel, aquatic core. All these tags highlighted here are tags Bob can get. If you add them all up, it is 18. But then, if you want to push the upper limit of the Bob multicasting, and like multicast like 9 or 10 Bob is like good enough for most runs, but it'd be really sick to see like multicast 18 on it. You could do other things like give it shiny, so you're up to 19 multicast. Then there's other skills that are kind of free. This one requires Mac though, so the theoretical highest limit of multicasting Bob is on Mac as of right now. Interesting, right? Because it would gain the potion tag, therefore get +1 multicast. Retool, another multicast. So this is multicast like 20. We're up to now. Like, we're getting to stupid numbers. Retool you can get on anybody. It's just a hard one to find. And then furthermore, you can get items, you know, like boiling flask on the field, shipwreck, and then, you know, shipwreck, bunker, all those that are shiny have double multicast bonus. You're up to like 22, 23. I think theoretically it's like 25 multicasting is the highest number. It's just, you know, you don't have enough board space for it, so it's going to be around like 22, I think, realistically, at the end of the day. And that's very unrealistic. So if you get multicast 18 on your Beast of Burden or more, we would love to see it 100%. So, yeah, moving on from the Bob shenanigans. In particular, the Eye Colossus. Getting this to go infinite would be sick. I think a viewer of mine suggested this one. Our showcase of that would be awesome. I think it deserves a spot in the achievement spot. And this one's probably a little bit easier to do than maybe the other ones. So that'd be a cool one to go for, just generally speaking. Love to see it. And number 9, I think this one's a really sick idea. Winning, you know, having a 10-win Bazaar run without any items that have cooldown reduction on them on board. So, how can you achieve this? There are certain items that, you know, can work without actually having a cooldown. Most of them require a different cooldown, like bladed hoverboard, for instance. But yeah. So, what would be the best option for this? That's a great question. Do you either like tank up with the pig, do like max HP survival? That's an idea. Maybe dually. I don't even know how you gain shield. Yeah, no, taking less damage doesn't work. I think Caltrops is a very safe option to go for. Scaling up Caltrops' damage would be a really good idea. Because then you can let your opponents kind of like damage themselves and take themselves out without you doing anything, right? None of your items have any cooldowns, so you're not doing anything. Which is great because you can't really get frozen, you can't get slowed. That doesn't matter, which is really neat. So Caltrops is probably a very decent option. Maybe Caltrops Crow's Nest in conjunction with one another. That would be sick. Yeah, just trying to think of other things that would kind of help you out here. You know, you could get like Iceberg with a funny enchant, like, I don't know, a heavy Iceberg Probo. That might work. And that's the same idea with, Obsidian Luxury Tents, or like with the Burn enchant or Poison enchant, right? Luxury Tents can do a ton. Sometimes Luxury Tents just takes people out by themselves. It's kind of like Obsidian Holster, but just better. Yeah, what other options do we have here? HP scaling a pawn shop. Yup. Probo. I think Probo's a very safe bet. It deals damage if you do the slow effect. So in conjunction with maybe Tripwire would be cool to see, right? Tripwire Vanessa with Probo for the carry. That could work. And maybe Quillback. Quillback's one of those things. You need your opponents to have weapons, but it does deal poison to them. So, a couple options here, but to win with no items with cooldowns on board, that'd be pretty sick to see. I do dare say so. And lastly, because it's Momo, I want a Force Field run. Right, it's funny that Force Field makes like 2 of these on the list, but the kicker is you're be using Vanessa, right? 10-win Force Field run on Vanessa. This is one I'm definitely gonna go for. Again, this is a little bit easier than some of the other ones I aforementioned. But I think with the introduction of wetware, this is like a very, very achievable thing. When you use a weapon, gain shield. This gains shield for the fight. And this can be a 6-second cooldown item. And you compare this to like Barrel, right? Barrel's 1 second less. But it's only when you use an adjacent non-weapon item. You can be fully offensive with wetware and it encourages you to, a matter of fact, to gain a ton of shielding. And this is a scaling shielding item throughout the fight. That's cool to see. And force field is force field, right? Everybody knows this item. It's very good, and Vanessa could probably make it work too. So I think, yeah, with those, that covers everything. Yeah, and yeah, I think that's a wrap. So again, thank you everybody for stopping by and your continued support. Means a ton. I'll see you down in the comments. But yeah, definitely Discord socials down below. And I do want to shout out like particular members too at the end of this one. Boom. Billy Cougar, newly on the list. Thank you kindly. Your support is above and beyond. And helps me, continue to do what I love. And that's this now. Showing out, really cool Bazaar content. I think this is maybe it stimulates some ideas. Maybe like you don't go for these challenges, but like, it's just stimulate some ideas and all that. Which down below will be the challenge list as well. And yeah, hope to see you on Discord, whatever. And yeah, so thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.